What's up, everybody? We're back with another episode. Today, I have a good friend of mine, somebody that I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of background about how aggressive bro came in. He was said I was gonna go crazy when I get the chance, but man, he's came in the scene, bro, and absolutely crushed it. But also, just meeting him a few times, just a great overall guy as well. Ian, bro, thank you for hopping on today.
Trey, thank you for having me, bro. I appreciate the opportunity.
Of course, man. Of course, man. So what I always like to do is I always like to start off, and I also don't know a lot of this stuff. So this is a good opportunity for me to kind of ask and get to know you a little bit deeper. But before we hop in, bro, tell us like, bro, how did you get into life insurance in general?
So, how I got into life insurance, I started at we'll call it a practice company back in April of 2024. It was a more recruiting based model, so not a whole lot of selling. I was doing a lot of recruiting and I wasn't making a lot of money. But I was attracted to the industry, not just because of the income potential. I saw a lot of people that I wanted to be like with their lives, their families, and I was like, man, this seems like a vehicle that can take me to where I want to be, and I can also grow to who I want to become. Fast forward, about 13 months later, I transferred to the last company to FFL, Family First Life. It's been great. It's been a lot different. To be long story short, I was actually like flat broke like a year
Mhm.
ago today. I lost all my money at this practice company. I literally came in making six figures a year, had pretty much five figures in savings, came up, lost all my money. I gave it everything I got, and I was like, okay, I know it's not the industry, it's the system. I get back in here in FFL, and then I actually just went first time full time first last month on the May what is it, May 1st, and then we're not looking back.
Yeah, dude. Before we even get into that, I didn't even know this. So
Yeah.
context for people, because I think it's important. Everybody's journey is unique, bro. Can you touch on like what that process taught you from there to like now? Like what was that pivotal moment? I can only imagine, take us back a year ago. How do you still use that now, or what did that process teach you, bro, when you like you said you were kind of at that rock bottom place?
I mean, it taught me a lot, bro. It taught me that I needed to live below my means for sure. That's something that it taught me. Like now I could go make 100 grand a month and I'm like, I'm gonna live less than that until like I know I'm set for life. It really helped me develop my mindset, my mental fortitude. Taught me how to recruit really well because that's just about all we are doing. So like I haven't even started recruiting here, but I really know how to help people, get them a vision, understand that people vie into the vision more than they do in just the material things. So I mean, it helped my mindset go from thinking like a seat, like a what was it, like a independent contractor or an employee into an actual business owner, someone that can
Mm.
develop people. And I guess what I'm taking from that, like what it's given me, is that I realize I can go through anything. I've been through that, and I plan on if I've been that rock bottom, I know it's only up from here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, 100%, bro. I think I've been there without diving into my story, but I feel like that is honestly, in my opinion, it's important for everybody to go there. They gotta touch that at least once and in their own way, not in any sort of like sinister way, but I think it's important for people to go through the process and be able to develop because it makes you, a much better person overall. So,
Humbling.
dude, so I want to take another step back real quick. Can you tell us about like, I want to know about your first 30 days when you were in your practice company, and then I want to talk about your first 30 days here and what just walk me through the difference. Like, how was
Yep.
it, man? Were you afraid to dial? Like, what did it look like, when you first started your first 30? And in my opinion, you kind of like restarted again.
Oh yeah.
And what did it look like when you did, your last 30, bro?
Yeah, so my first 30 was really just training. Like at that last company, we would always be at meetings. You'd always be learning how to go prospect. That's how you generate phone numbers for potential clients, for potential agents that you're going to recruit. So I learned a lot about like the first 30 days, just getting my license took me 10 days. And then obviously learning the business as far as like, hey, this is how you prospect, make a phone call. This is how you do an in-home presentation. Because we didn't do like virtual sales like we do now. Best case scenario was like a Zoom call, but we would just tap into our warm market. But I had no warm market, bro. I'm talking, I had no, me and my boys came in at the same time and so we were just stealing each other's markets. So I was like, I was cooked from the
Yeah,
beginning. I
yeah.
was like, I got to go prospect. I was getting like 100 numbers, 100 plus numbers a week, bro. And I was like, nah, this ain't working. So now fast forward to my first 30 days here, I kind of took a more conservative approach because I mean, I started with literally no money in my bank account. And I was very intentional about learning the script, learning the right way how to sell life insurance, practicing constantly with my upline. My girl was an agent at one point. Like we're just practice drill rehearsing, making sure that I do it the right way. And then I bought my first pack of leads in September. Dude, I should have probably bought some age leads at first, but I just kept buying fresh leads off the rip. I'm like, and I lost so much money because I didn't know what I was doing. But it was good to learn, you know.
Yeah, dude, 100%. Let's talk about that real quick because I tell everybody to start with age leads. Can you walk somebody through why did you say that? What do you feel like you learned, and what do you feel like if you could go back and have changed just a few things, why would you have gone back and did age to start rather than fresh pro?
Sure. So I'll tell you why my mindset why I went into fresh is because I've been in sales for 9 years in the remodeling industry and I do nothing but phone sales. So I'm like, man,
Hmm.
I'm good. I got this. And like I got
Yeah,
it. We're in a better system now. I got the skills. Let's put it together. But like it's a different industry, number one, than what I'm used to. And I just you want to have if you're gonna have a margin for error, it needs to be with something where you're not gonna spend as much money, right? Like if you get 1,000 leads for $1, like let's just say $1 a pop lead, yeah, they're not gonna be as good. You're gonna have to bump your head a lot to learn, to grow, to try to even get a sale. But like your first couple weeks in the business needs to be to focus on learning, not on earning, if that makes sense,
yep,
right?
that makes
So, but
sense.
my mindset was like, I need to make money. And bro, I made so many mistakes. Like I remember telling people like about waiting periods before they even asked. Like I was doing the craziest stuff, and I'm like, anybody could have sold this policy. Like so, but what it taught me though is that like my margin error was so small because I was paying 25, $30 a lead off the rip and losing money.
Exactly.
But I accepted that. I said I'm gonna lose money before I make money, but I'm gonna grow my skill set fast. So that was my mindset. The reason I don't recommend it is because most people they have a slower learning curve. You want to have volume. You want to go ahead and do volume because volume is going to get you the reps you need to really improve your skill set without investing a ton of money and losing a lot of money. I always
Yeah.
think if you get a fat sell off the rip, it's luck. Most of the time it's luck, and it's almost the worst thing that could happen to you. You want to kind of
Yeah.
learn and grow and then get through the growing pains.
Yeah. Dude, 100%, bro. I think that's like the proper mindset, man. Especially in that process. I will let you know my first interaction with you was, I'll be honest, you were part-time before you went full-time, right? So
Part-time for 8 months.
yeah, dude. So like I was like, just so you guys know, we're gonna get into what he's doing now. His bro's crushing it, but I'm gonna be honest, from my end, I'm like, okay, he's part-time. Like, I don't know what he's gonna do. And bro just hopped off the scene. But what I want to know, and I don't know this, so I'm genuinely asking, like, what was the reason why you waited to go full-time? Was it more of like a financial thing? Was it like you said, like you spent a lot of bread up front and thought it was gonna be, yo, I'm gonna spend this bread and get out of the situation, kind of dug yourself in a hole? Like, what was that? What was that
Yeah.
timeline for? Those 8 months, if you don't mind.
Bro, I was dodging the repo man. I
Mm.
was in debt, personal debt. I owed my friends money. Like I've never been, I'm 28, bro. I was 27 in a weird financial position where I'd been making money and then I lost all of it. And I was like, okay, right now I got to build up the capital because I see what top producers are spending on leads and they're spending 4, 6, 8, 10 grand a month. I'm like, well, I know I have a mortgage. I help my work with the rents. Like I have a lot of bills. So I was like, I need to make sure I have like 2 months of bills and heavy lead spend. And I had a lot of stuff to pay off just debt wise. So I stacked up bread, killed it at my job, had a couple 5-figure months and had some 5 figures months part time in this business as well. Stacked up the bread. And I'm like, all right, I'll spend all of this money on leads my first month if I got to. So it was really just building the capital while also simultaneously building the skill set and learning the ins and outs of this actual business model and what the insurance industry is supposed to actually look like.